Welcome back. Well, cash-strapped airline SpiceJet has raised 3,000 crore rupees by its recently concluded QIP. The airline plans to use these funds to revive the grounded fleet, acquire new aircrafts, and also expand into new markets. I caught up with Mr. Ajay Singh, the CMD of SpiceJet. I began by asking him about the utilization of this QIP and whether the company needs any more funds. Let's hear him out.
In our view, this money is more than sufficient to fund our business plan for several years to come. We are in this process of reviving the airline. We are currently roughly in the same position that we were in 2015. And the plan, just like in 2015, is to expand quickly. We are flying about 28 aircraft, and the idea is to get to 100 aircraft over the next 2 years. We believe that this fundraise suffices for us to achieve that objective.
Well, the problem this time around is the competition is far more stronger. Between the Tatas and Interglobe, there's close to 90% market share out there. So it'll be interesting to see how do you get to that 100 fleet mark. But let me ask you a couple of questions with regard to what you said. To basically get to your growing ways, you require pilots, slots, and you need to have good lessor relationships as well. All three on board?
SpiceJet already has pilots more than the ones that are required to fly the current fleet. We also have a very strong pilot cadet program. And we showed in 2019 that we can add 32 aircraft in 6 weeks and provide the pilots and the crew for that. So we don't think that that's going to be at all a challenge. We already have several pilots that had left SpiceJet for other airlines seeking to rejoin SpiceJet since the news of this fundraise has become public. So I don't think that's going to be at all a challenge. In terms of lessors, we faced again a similar situation in 2015. Lessors were owed significant amounts of money. We found amicable settlements with all our lessors, and those lessors came back and did significant business with SpiceJet in that period after 2015. So we are very confident that we can replicate that again. We have already settled with our largest lessors, and everybody is, I think, is raring to go and start doing business again.
All right. So by when do you get back to 5,000 flights? You were doing that earlier this year. I think that number has come down to sub 3,000. How soon can you get back to that run rate?
Well, our plan is to get up to close to 40 aircraft by the end of this financial year, and to get up to close to 80 aircraft by the end of the following financial year. So we will stick with that plan, and I think that you will see that 5,000 flight number in the not too distant future.
I want to quiz you a little bit more on the employee salaries, but we'll keep that for a little bit later. Let's talk about market share. Market share has been sliding from around 6% in, maybe November 2023. You have come down to sub 2.5%. Where do you see this number go to, Mr. Singh? You just mentioned that when you bounced back, I think, to 15-20%. So what's the goal? What's the outlook from here on? You're going to be adding fleet. You believe things are in place. So give us the guidance on that number.
So, I don't want to give you market size numbers. I don't want to give you market share numbers. We need to add planes in a market that clearly can absorb much more capacity. We will do that at the fastest pace that we can, and we will do it in a profitable manner. Our commitment to our investors is that we will run profitable operations and grow our size over the next 2 or 3 years. I don't want to give market share guidance. Market share is what it will be, and it will, of course, keep increasing as we add planes.
All right. If I look at the outstanding dues prior to this particular issue coming out, the presentation that you've put on the stock exchanges indicates that you have some outstanding dues of around 3,700 crores and roughly around 600 crores odd statutory dues. What do these numbers come down to from these numbers that you've already disclosed? How much of a relief do you get?
So, of course, the statutory dues will be paid. in full. In terms of lessor dues, we are in constant dialogue with them, and we are finding settlements with all of them. We've already found settlements with some of our largest lessors, and that 3,700 crore number will come down significantly. That's our estimate.
You want to quantify significantly from 3,700 by the end of this year? What does it come down to?
I don't want to, because those are discussions, Nigel. So those are discussions that are still ongoing. We have presented an estimate to the investors, and I think that we will outperform, that estimate. I think one other interesting thing I want to say is that look, we are an airline that had a market cap of around 4,000 crores. After this issue, that market cap is going to be close to 10,000 crores. And at this point as well, we think that there's a lot of space for that market cap to grow. The market leader today is at 200,000 crores. So between that 10,000 crores and that 200,000 crores, we think there is a significant opportunity for SpiceJet and its shareholders, and we believe that the stock is bound to be re-rated in the space.
You mentioned that you're looking at profitable growth, and part of the investor community, they believe that the PBT could be in that vicinity of around 700 to around 750 crores in the next 3 years. Do you think that they're headed in the right direction?
I think broadly the direction is right. I think we will try and surprise them on the upside. And that's all I can say. We think that this is a terrific market, a terrific sector, and there is a clear shift happening, Nigel. More and more people wanting to fly, and despite all the growth that the sector has seen over the last few years, today only 5% of India flies. That number is clearly going to change. You see all forms of people, all strata of people now trying to take flights. And as Government of India, through the Airport Authority of India and state governments, add newer airports in small towns, you will see, and we've seen this, that the moment you start a flight in a so-called small town, there is great appetite for those flights, including flights to international destinations. I think as we go forward, people who live in smaller towns, the so-called tier 2 towns, will not want to come to big cities to take international flights. They will want to fly directly from their towns into international destinations. So you'll see some of that. You will see new destinations opening up both domestically and internationally. And you will see many more people who today go by trains starting to fly. So this 5% number is I think, terrific underestimation of the potential of India. And in a few years, I will not be surprised if that 5% number rises to 10, 15, or even 20%.
Well, that's a part of the conversation that I had with Ajay Singh. Later on, he also tells us that all employee dues will be paid. The airport dues as well will be paid, and he'll clear out, any kind of dues to the oil companies as well. So that will play out later in the day. But